Hi, I'm Heyzeus, and this is a quick video on something pretty significant of notice. So, it turns out, Valve may have broken something when they release a CS20 case, and it has pretty big implications, and if it turns out it's intentional, well, it's got even bigger implications in that case. So, recently I released a video that cussed out the CS20 skins. I'm not their biggest fan, and to my surprise, it actually got a pretty good response. Apparently, I'm not the only one who thinks that way, and the following morning I was looking at case prices and I came across something that I thought validated my narrative that this case wasn't very good. So, cases drop at pretty consistent rates. There's 5 cases in circulation, they've all got an equal chance of dropping, and you can only get 1 per account per week, and the demand for them is generally pretty proportional to how much people are playing the game. So, you can compare how quickly the prices of cases drop after their release to see how much people like them, because the only real variable factor is how popular the skins inside them are. And when I did this with the CS20 case and the Prisma case, I found something pretty interesting. So 24 hours after its release, the CS20 case was about $3.40 Australian. 24 hours after the Prisma case was released, however, that case was $14.20 Australian, and that is a pretty catastrophic difference for the CS20 case. It really seems to indicate that people don't particularly like it. So I went and I tweeted that out. Now, I can't show you that tweet because I deleted it pretty quickly. I was changing narratives, in a pretty rapid fashion because someone came along and blew me out of the water. Now, it wasn't the comments from people who said it's because of people farming cases. I mean, that's a ridiculous explanation. People have always farmed cases. But what got me was a much simpler comment from someone who came along and said it's because CS20 cases are the only cases that have been dropping. And I probably would have ignored this if I hadn't been playing a lot of deathmatch this weekend. And because of that, this struck a chord with me. I'd noticed heaps of CS20 cases being dropped while I was DMing, but not a single other case, and this got me curious. Now, you may have seen this post on the Global Offensive subreddit showing a case farmer getting 4 CS20 drops. Now, don't focus on the fact that this guy's farming cases. As I said, this happens with every case. Yes, the game is free to play now, but it was also free to play when the Prisma case dropped, so it doesn't explain the colossal difference between the prices of these 2 cases. No. What you should focus on is the fact that he only got CS20 cases. Now, normally, if there was 5 cases dropping, you'd have a 20% chance of getting a CS20 case on any given drop. So the chance of getting 4 of them like this is 0.16%. Now, on its own, that isn't proof of anything. A lot of people play this game, and 0.16% does happen sometimes, but as it happens, there is a way I can show beyond any reasonable doubt that the CS20 case is either the only case dropping at the moment, or at the very least, the vast majority of the cases being dropped at the moment. So, back when the Prisma case was released, it sold 44.5 thousand units on its second day of release, and at the time the game was averaging about 390,000 players at any given point. The CS20 case, on the other hand, has managed 257,000 sales on its second day, and the average number of players at the moment is 414,000 at any given point. Now, the number of cases being sold is going to reflect how many are being dropped. They're not print on demand after all, and if we assume that the CS20 case is the only case dropping, well, the number of sales should be 5 times the number of Prisma cases adjusted for the increase in the player base. And if you do those maths, you get 236,000. So this shows the only way we can be getting numbers like the CS20 case is if this is the only case dropping right now, or if at the very least, it's the vast majority of the cases being dropped right now. There's no other explanation. And this begs the question, just what is going on? Because this is a huge change to how cases are dropped. It's got a lot of potential to affect the prices of cases going forward, which should in turn affect skins prices, and it may also mean changes to how Valve releases cases in general, and it's really relevant if you're an investor too. But the question is, what happens from here? Because it could be an accident. Maybe Valve accidentally broke how cases are dropped with this update. Maybe some variable was inadvertently changed. In that case, I assume they'll just fix it. probably without even announcing it, although if it requires an update to the game, we will notice it. But there's also the possibility this is deliberate, and in this case, the implications could be even bigger. It could just be that this is a temporary thing for a week or so and then we go back to normal, in which case this won't actually turn out to be that significant, but it could also be some much more radical change. Maybe going forward we're only going to have one case dropping at a time, which in turn, by the way, probably means more regular case releases, or maybe the CS20 case is only going to be a limited time case and then it's back to normal, in which case look out investors, you could make a lot of money investing in these things, or maybe there's something else entirely going on. It's hard to know, we'll have to see what Valve does, but either way, this has the potential to be a pretty big shift in the CSGO skin space, and there's not that much more to say on it right now. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens. I don't want to speculate endlessly, but either way, this is definitely worth keeping an eye on. I'm very interested, and with that, I'll end the video. If you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe. Otherwise, trust the numbers, not your guts. I'm Heyzeus. Thanks for watching. See ya.